This is Wanderstop. $18,904 games were released on Steam in 2024. We're currently halfway through March in 2025, and Steam has already had 3,758 released this year. Regardless of your tastes, that is far too many for one sane person to try and play. Even playing just 1% of that would be close to 40 games in just under 80 days. It's fine though. You don't play that many games. You have TV shows to catch up on instead. Of course, there's the finale this week, 2 shows coming next week, and don't forget that movie tie-in that you want to watch. And oh, there's those books you've been meaning to read. I hear it gets good around book 3, and of course there's the... Okay, breathe. Sometimes it's nice to just take a moment. Sure, it can feel like a rat race. You don't have to win though. Life is a constant stream of tasks and goals to achieve. That's a lot to juggle, especially when time is finite. It waits for no one, so we need to move, get things done, knock one down and move on to the next. I can sleep when I'm dead. You only... breathe. Everyone needs a break, and cozy games are a great way to get that feeling. So what better way to not burn out than playing a game about being burnt out? Wanderstop fills the bill perfectly, even if I tried to fight it pretty much the whole time I was playing it. Wanderstop sees you stepping up as Alter, a fighter who, after pushing herself to become the very best that no one ever was, manages to reach the top of that mountain, only to then get knocked down from it. It's okay though, just train harder, push yourself that little bit extra, all gas, no brakes. Maybe if you can find Master Winter, they could help you recover your glory. If only this damn sword wasn't so heavy. A few panic attacks and a lot of exhaustion later, and you find yourself at Wanderstop, a tea shop in the middle of the forest ran by the caring, soft blanket of a person that is Borrow. After some chit-chat, Borrow offers you a suggestion. Rest here. No stress, no requirements, no pressure. Help them make tea at your own pace, on your own terms, and just take a moment for some self-care. You can choose what to focus on in Wanderstop, from keeping the gardens clean and tidy by sweeping up leaves and cutting down weeds, to decorating flower pots and other little trinkets. The interior of the shop has shelves for you to put all of your finds on, as well as picture frames to hang memories in. If you don't want any of that and just want to focus on the main goal, then it's tea time. You're a shop after all, so you'll get customers. You need to help Borrow make them whatever they request for their tea by growing plants, drying leaves, brewing the tea, and then pouring that perfect cup. There's no timers or rush on any of these orders or requests. You're able to approach what you want in the order you want whenever you want to. The game is very hands-off in the management aspect. It doesn't want to stress you. You're here to recover. I've been conditioned by games these days to have micro-progression and unlocks feed dopamine shots directly into my brain. It's what keeps me functioning. I crave seeing achievement unlocks, collectibles, metrics, stats, and all the host of other things because games have slowly worn me down and broken me and then remolded me. Sure, a game can tell me it's cozy, Or it can be all about relaxing. That doesn't mean I'm not going to abuse the turnip market to get more bells than I ever will need. So when a game like Wanderstop comes along and tells me that there isn't really a set list of activities I need to do, that I'm free to take every task that comes along at my own speed, then you know I'm going to make my own list of activities I need to do, and you know that the speed at which I'm going to do them is of course going to be breakneck. Those tasks aren't going to know what hit them. Those weeds, cut. That tea, made. Those shelves, stocked. That hole inside me, unfilled. Oh. And that's the point. That's what Wanderstop is trying to get at. It's a game about burnout that acts as a sort of rest spot. It's a safety game. It's escape. I used to play games as a form of escapism back in the day, but this is a game that embodies escapism. It's not forcing you to take a breath. It's not making you sit down and relax. You can complete all your tasks like a squirrel on Adderall if that's your desire. It's just giving you a safe haven where you don't need to do that. You can take that breath in your own time. It's a rest stop on the road of relentlessness. There was a moment a few hours in after I'd knocked off all the tasks on my own personal checklist where something happens that rendered everything I had done basically for naught. My initial reaction was frustration, and then the game tells me that all things are temporary, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't do them. To which Alter replies with, well, what's the point? Why should I bother? And the game is telling you that you should bother if you want to, because you want to. It's trying to just allow you that freedom to just relax and do what you want to without feeling that you need to do it for some arbitrary goal. And at this point, I doubled down on my frustration. You see, the game is honest in its approach in a way that if you pay too much attention, you'll start to think, oh, I don't like this. That's getting a bit real. You're told that temporary delights are still worth indulging in. That you may not get a resolution to everyone's story who comes through the shop. Even at the very end of the game, I was given the option to continue decorating before I rolled credits. To which Alter asks, well, what's the point? Only to be met with yet more kindness. More soft words about choice, change, freedom, options. These aren't new ideas. This isn't some shining light from the heavens ordaining us with a revolutionary gospel about how we don't need to work so hard. And oh yeah, why did no one ever think of that? But it's refreshing though to have a game take the approach and back it up with the message, because it's not handcuffing you to the concept of cozy and it's not forcing you to sit in that chair. It's just giving you an area where you're allowed to do it if you want to. The game is saying that here, we're here if you need us, but if you don't, that's okay. It's the difference between knowing someone loves you and hearing them say they love you. It can hit completely differently. And Wanderstop definitely hit me differently. Even now after it's done, I still can't tell how much of it I liked, simply because I never managed to fully let go of my stress. There were moments, though, fleeting glimpses of rest I managed to share with Alter. For the rest of it, both of us refused to let go of our friction. I'd pre-planned all of the tea I needed. I would then stock up on seeds, flowers. I would give Boro dismissive sarcasm whenever he talked to me because he was slowing me down and getting in the way. You can choose to have Alter go along with Boro's plan for rest, for taking that break. You can embrace his ideals and what he's trying to help you to achieve. Or you can push back. You can be spiky and have her fight at every chance you get. You can have her resist and tell him that it's temporary, that you're leaving as soon as you can, that you're not even going to stay or bother. What's the point? You've got work to be doing, things that are more important. Of course, you could also just, stop trying to snap yourself in half with stress and just make a damn good cup of tea. Because there are some fun pieces in Wanderstop, and making a cup of tea containing all manner of chaos just to get Boro to drink it and watch his reaction is one of them. That kept me entertained far longer than it should by just shoving books and dirt into a cup and watching his face. You can make tea for customers, decorate the shop, plant flowers, clean up the gardens, find trinkets hidden around. None of these systems are exceptionally deep or complex, and I could complain about that. I could complain about how these things are surface level, but I can't tell if it's by design. I can't tell if it's intended because it fits the overall message. You see, I'm not sure if I'm filling in a blank or if the game is outright saying it, that the shop is meant to be a respite. And you can't recover and relax if you're leaning on all of those systems, if you're trying to learn everything, if you're juggling all of this information, if you're helping a million other people fight their own quests. And there's that stress. You see, it's light by design. That's the message at the core here. It's hard to slow down sometimes. You can try it as much as you want, but this voice will keep kicking you back into high gear. You can feel like something's wrong with you, or that you're broken, or that you're going to lose, but it's okay. You're allowed to take a breath. You're not broken. You're tired. It would be easy to just take this on the surface as another cozy game, but that message at the center of it, it's trying to just let you understand at your own pace, shouldn't be overlooked. Even if you're not a big fan of cozy, there's something here. There's more than a few flaws to find in Wanderstop. Most of them feel like they're part of the message, so it's just going to be how much they personally infuriate you. Decorating and collection is temporary. You'll see glimpses of others' lives, but you'll never see the whole quest line. Some will go unresolved. If you're the kind of person who that's going to annoy, then you might want to hold off. Or maybe you should dive in because Wanderstop is trying to tell you something about the fact that that annoys you. Or stupid game making me think about myself and be all introspective and stuff. Okay. Wanderstop currently will set you back £18. Our playthrough ended up being just under a relaxing 10 hours. And I could have pushed that out a few more if I had managed to embrace the concept of slowing down. During the time, we collected all of the 11 total achievements. None of them were a challenge to get. It feels like they're given out during the story. Again, it's reducing stress and allowing you to relax before you move on to your next achievement grind fest. I'll be honest. I don't really like it when a game makes me look inwards, but that's because I don't like what I see because I'm a ball of stress and I have to keep moving because I worry that if I just stop and take a breath, I'll combust. But that's not Wanderstop's fault though. It's just trying to help. It's a light, cozy, stress-free rest stop. It's a game that's telling you it's okay to not be okay. It's just asking how we're doing. It's just checking in. While we sit there and self-reflect about truths and the lies that we tell ourselves. It's alright though if you're not quite ready for that yet. Just pour a cup of tea, sit down, and take your time.